Shane, code blue. Check all the ads in Boston.
How am I supposed to do that?
Or something like this.
Sweet, a new lead. Let's see where they're at. 2-bedroom, Coors Field, Premier Lofts. But we have 3 different types of Premier Loft 2-bedrooms. Which one is this? Is there? Doug!
And I'm sure this next one's happened a few times.
Hey, real quick.
Can you go to look at Memphis, Nashville, New Orleans, all the ads on the front side of all the Expedia, Homeland Airbnb, make sure the occupancy is right, because you have the email that says the occupancy is right. Can you check that? Cool, thanks, bye.
Has this ever happened to you before? If so, Doug and I in distribution have created the solution to saving you thousands of hours of therapy.
Hi there. I'm Doug, distribution manager. And I know this is a very frustrating thing for us. And the distribution team, we have decided that we're gonna make this better for everybody. So this is why we're gonna have a tutorial video coming up right after this to help everybody out.
Hello everybody. All right, so if you have been shared the OTA mapping file, you'll see this in your inbox. And so what you want to do is go ahead and open it in the sheets. And when you open it into the sheets, you're going to come up to the first tab, which is the Airbnb tab. So what we have done is we've taken all of Streamline's inventory and we have put it into this sheet. And each of these tabs has all of our inventory that Stay Alfred sells across all the channels. All the units, all of them are in here for each of the channels: Booking.com, Expedia, Flippy, TripAdvisor, HomeAway, VRBO, and Airbnb. Any new channel that we decide to get onto, we'll add another tab in here and add to it. So you'll see across the top, the headlines are city, building name, Streamline Resort ID, the code room type, the default unit, yes or no, the unit number, the Streamline unit ID, the Airbnb listing name, the Airbnb listing ID, the listing status, whether it's listed, unlisted, or we actually have a third status, which is onboarding, meaning in process of building. The Streamline room type name, so you know what room type it is a part of. The Airbnb listing URL, so that you can actually go to the front side link of what it actually looks like to the guest. And then the unit mapping name. So this is each unit in Streamline has a unique adjective name that sets it apart that we use for mapping in some of our channels. So that's a little brief introduction on kind of how the headlines are, what tabs there are. Now what you want to do is you want to do this fun little thing where you highlight the top row and click the little filter up here and say create a new temporary filter. And what that does is it makes these little pyramid icons on each of these columns. Now what you can do is say you're working with Boston only, or say, actually let's go a little further down. Say you're working with Seattle. So I'm going to hit clear and I can start typing SEA and you can see Seattle there. You click it, go ahead and hit OK. And now it brings up only properties in Seattle so that you can quickly get to something to see what you're doing. Now, if you want to see just a specific building like Met Tower, you can actually kind of scroll through here and you can see there's Met Tower. So if you clear all the, if you clear all of the values and you just go down here and say, I want to see Met Tower. There you go. And you can also click multiple buildings. So if I want to see Met Tower, Art House, and Centennial, then it will show you all of Art House, Met Tower, and Centennial. Now you can do that across any of these columns. So for example, a really beneficial piece would be for, like, say, revenue management. Say you want to check to make sure that the default units, because that's what pulls into Rate Coaster for you to be able to do rates. So you know which unit is the default in Streamline, and if it's accurate, we pulling into the rates, or we need to modify things. You can go over here to default unit and say, I just want to see all the yeses. That means this is every default unit that represents the actual room type that you set pricing for in Rate Coaster. Which is very useful to be able to go and verify against, because when you do that, you can also go over and see the individual unit mapping name, so you know the individual unit, its ID, what it's called, and the room type it represents quickly. And at the same time, you can also see the listing URL. Granted, we're in Airbnb on this tab, but if I go to Expedia and I'm looking for something in Seattle, again, click the top row, create a new temporary filter, and I want to look for something in Seattle. Let's clear the fields, and we're going to hit SEA, Seattle. So there we go. I got Seattle, all of our inventory here. So now you'll notice some of these fields aren't filled out, and that's because we haven't built these properties on Seattle yet, on Expedia for Seattle. So the one we have is the Harbor Steps, and so here is the Expedia listing ID, its room type name in Streamline, the actual room type ID in Expedia, and then also the front-facing URL. So you can see here, if I click on it, I can go right to the front side listing of Harbor Steps in Expedia. And what that does is allow me to see what the guest is actually seeing, all of our policies, cancellations, everything in there. And you can actually even go and book a reservation through here, or at least get to the checkout process and see what it looks like for the guest. This is kind of the whole gist of the file. I hope this really helps everybody. Being able to quickly get to our ads as are on the front side, as well as understand the naming. So 9th Avenue apartment on Stay Alfred is the name in Expedia, but really that's our Park West building. So this might help everybody reference our inventory a little bit faster, and also be able to see what it looks like to the guest on the front side. So thanks for participating in this video and learning about it, and I hope it helps. Let us know if you have any questions.
Oh my god, I found it! Thanks, OTA mapping file!
Alright. Alright. He sent it to this mapping son of a something. It's not even gonna work. Alright, so copy. F, paste. Holy crap! Doug actually did something. Thanks, OTA mapping thing!